Hi, my name is Marcus Cupola, and I'm a registered psychotherapist. You might remember me from such couples videos as Solo, So Long, and Please Chew with Your Mouth Closed. I wanted to talk to you today about a common couples communication issue: misinterpretation and feelings. Now, the specific thing that I want to talk about is how we jump to conclusions sometimes. When we're in an argument, somebody might say, I'm angry at you because of this. Now, there are two components of this. One is, if I'm the angry party, what am I saying? So if I'm saying, you made me angry, then using you language is unhelpful and it's blaming and it's argumentative. So we're already off to a bad start. But the other part that I want to talk about is, let's just say for argument's sake that we're not going to get into that in this video, but we're talking about when someone is expressing their feelings and the other person isn't receiving it. They're not hearing it properly. So a good example of that might be, I got very angry when you left the dishes out. And the person hearing that, what they hear is, you left the dishes out. Now, that's not what was said. What was said was, I got angry. And if I'm trying to communicate with you, it can be very invalidating for me to have you not listen to what I'm saying, to have you not hear what I'm saying. When I'm talking about my experience, even if it involves you, if I were to write down the sentence and say, I got angry when you did this, you might be the subject of the sentence, but my feelings are the real subject. I'm talking about my feelings. And ultimately, even if you are in the sentence that's written down, ultimately my feelings are not about you. My feelings are about me. They're about my experience. When we're looking to be heard, even in a contentious situation, we're not looking for you to solve my problem. I'm not looking for you to deny my problem. I'm not looking for you to start an argument. And I'm not trying to argue. If I talk about my experience, I'm just trying to reach out. I'm trying to share with you. And if we get into gender stereotypes, this actually very often happens with women. Women will say something like, I was very upset that this happened. And then their partner will, try and solve the problem or tell them, well, here's what you should do. And really all the woman is looking for is someone to say, wow, yeah, that must have been really hard. You were ignored, or they treated you really badly. What someone is looking for when they say that, when they speak about their own emotions, is they're looking for validation. They're looking for an acknowledgement that I'm not making this up. They're looking for an acknowledgement that they're being fair or reasonable. In common language, sometimes we'll say, I just want to know I'm not crazy. I want to know I'm not making this up. I want to know that there's something here and I'm not overreacting. So I'm trying to use you as an emotional check, or if it is about you and we're trying to work on our emotional connection, then all I'm trying to do is reach out. I'm not asking you to defend your actions. I'm not asking you to change something. At this stage, all I'm saying is, I was really hurt when you did this. And what I need from you isn't for you to justify the actions. I'm not looking for you to tell me that I made it up or how I caused it or contributed. All I'm looking for is for you to say, wow, that must have been really hard. Because all I'm talking about is my experience. When I talk about my experience, it's not about you. And vice versa. If you're telling me about your experience, then it's not going to help our emotional connection for me to take offense. If you say, Marcus, I felt really hurt when you didn't acknowledge me, or Marcus, when you cut me off, that made me very angry. And for me to also be a good spouse on my end, I need to hear that what the problem isn't that I need to fix or address my behavior in that moment. I mean, maybe I need to not cut you off. But in that moment, what you're looking for, even though it's about me, is what you're looking for from me is to say, yeah, you felt less than, you felt disrespected when I cut you off. And when I say that, all I'm doing is validating your experience. I'm not saying that I was right. I'm not saying I was wrong. I'm not saying you were right or you were wrong. It's just about that connection. That connection is not about right and wrong. So I've done a lot of the talking there, and I often introduce my videos with a book, so I'm going to end the video with a book this time. So those pieces I just talked about, the emotional connection and staying away from blaming in order to acknowledge, yes, you feel this, and how my emotions are not about you, and your emotions are not about me. Your emotions are about your own experience. So to that end, there are many good books out there. Here are two that were introduced to me in my education and that I often refer to in and around therapy. So one of them is The Relationship Cure by Dr. John Gottman and Joan DeClaire, not a paid placement. They also have a number of card decks which are good for activities to work with couples. We've got the salsa card decks for sex. We've got the love maps and open-ended questions decks for helping with connections. And this one, Expressing Needs, Great Listening, and Expressing Empathy. Very topic-oriented, and they help just to make that connection with the other person. Especially when you use something like the card decks, you have an external activity to focus on so that you can both be very cognizant that it's not about me personally, it's about the connection. Another one is called Hold Me Tight by Dr. Sue Johnson, one of the originators of emotion-focused therapy, not a paid placement. And both of those books, if you're looking to learn a little bit more about what I was just talking about, and acknowledgement and validation, and how my feelings are not about you, and I just need you to hear me, and your feelings are not about me, and I just need to hear what you're saying, then do yourself a favor, pick up one of those two books, or possibly another one. There are lots of suggestions out there. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and take care. We'll see you next time.